Chelsea breaks up with Chloe after Billy trolls him about Victoria's return. Thursday, 7 July 2022. Nikki and Nick debate his return to the firm on The Young and the Restless. Billy teases Adam, and Victor tries to bring his children closer together. It was worth a few restless nights if it meant getting rid of Ashland, Nikki tells Nick at Crimson Lights. She asks if he's thinking about returning to Newman, and they toast to a better future. He believes that his sister's employment offer was merely a show of goodwill. But his mother believes there's more going on, and she's glad to see her kids together. His sister, no matter how irritating she is, will always have Nick's back. In his mother's opinion, Victoria is really appreciative of his natural abilities. While she believes Victor should do what makes him happy, Nikki is aware that working together again would make him happy. Nick is unable to cope with the constant fighting and squabbling. Even if they tried, neither of them could find fault with Adam's anger at the current state of affairs. There is a sense that Victor is unable to avoid pitting him against Victoria at all costs. Nick's reluctance to return is partly due to this. He has a wonderful life and enjoys his work. Only his worry for Nikki, who is often caught in the middle of these clashes, is making him consider a return. Even though the crisis is over, Locke is not going to let this go without a fight, and there will undoubtedly be more troubles to come. As Nikki explains, Victoria wants him in a position of power since he has a distinct perspective and is no longer dependent on his father's favor. "You might be the moral compass," she tells me. The same thing was told to Nick by Sharon, according to Nick. She really wants him to give it some thought. Adam is sitting at the bar when Victor enters society. His brother warns him that storming out of the meeting with his siblings was an unacceptable response. "It was just honest," says Adam. In spite of Victor's exhortations, he gives a shaky head. "There is no way you can be serious." "How can I help you?" Adam inquires. He can feel the ground falling beneath his feet. Adam argues that his father was duped by his sister, despite his father's insistence that he was not. The mustache is adamant that she is above reproach and would not accept any criticism. Rather than fighting like gladiators, he wants them to cooperate as a family. As Victor reminisces about how his siblings reacted to him welcoming him into the family, he recalls him of the backlash. This shows how close Nick and him have become, as he points it out. Adam jokingly says, "I only had to give up one of my kidneys." When Nick returns to the workplace, Victor hopes that he would accept the offer from Victoria. He wants his 3 children to work together to make a powerful team. That's a fact that Adam just cannot contest. Victoria explains her issue to Billy at the Newman office. All of her plans came to fruition as expected. He feels she's done a fantastic job and admires her for it. Her mother thinks he's a sweetheart for being glad for her father, who had lost his money. Billy can only be relieved that it isn't in Locke's. Seated, he predicts that Adam will take advantage of this to put pressure on her. Her response is dismissive. "I fixed everything," she says. Victoria intends to put Ashland behind her and move forward. That Locke won't be a part of their children's life is a relief to Billy, who believes Victoria is less vulnerable than he previously imagined. Adam's name is brought up again. Victoria responds with a smile that he has a feeling he won't be running Newman for very long now. They reminisce about their children's experience at camp and their own childhood. It is Billy Present's voice that catches Victor's eye. She has improved her ability to get rid of poisonous ex-lovers, and her father tells him about it. Vicious rants against idiot Billy as soon as Billy is gone. The moment he begins to talk about work, Victoria pulls him aside and asks, "How upset are you with me?" Before he responds, he inquires about Billy's knowledge of her plans. His daughter is the first to say that he had no idea what was going on. That's reassuring, but he's puzzled as to why she didn't tell him sooner. For her sake, she didn't want his mother's trust in him jeopardized. Victoria inquires as to whether or not she has a job after going over how she handled the situation. Victor congratulates her once more on her act of vengeance. He's awed by her ability to handle herself. In order for Nick to rejoin the company, Victoria is eager to do so. Even though Victor has no idea where his kid stands, he senses that he's valuing his family more than at any moment in a long time. Nick's dedication has impressed him. Aside from the fact that Victoria has begun to enjoy it, Adam's father hopes that she can do the same for him. As a result, they begin to argue, and he tells her that she must take his son's advice more seriously. Adam has been working hard for the family, and Adam won't compromise that, he's sure of it. Ashland is in a suite at the GCAC when Stannis, who worked for him in Peru, knocks on his door. In South America, Locke confronts the man with Michael Baldwin about the mess he made and then offers him a chance to make up. The goal will be considerably easier to achieve this time around. My wife, you say, to keep an eye on Victoria. Locke wants Stannis to keep a low profile and keep an eye on Stannis. He's obsessive about learning about her activities. While at society, Billy spots Adam and begins to tease him about Victoria's homecoming. Is it possible that you didn't have time to unpack? He inquires. Since when has Victor gotten Victor hooked? In Adam's pathetic podcasting room, he orders him to go. Billy's smugness is on full display while Stannis listens in on their conversation at a neighboring table. Adam warns Billy that he's most dangerous when he's in a situation where he's on the verge of losing everything. In the park, Chloe comes across Chelsea. They keep an eye on Connor while he plays soccer off to the side. The meeting with Chelsea was a pleasant surprise, despite the fact that she snapped at her. Her friend clarifies that she wasn't criticizing her at all, but rather just watching out for her. That just serves to exacerbate the situation for Chelsea. For all the possibilities Chloe gave her, she feels like she owes her buddy an enormous debt of gratitude. She's afraid to disappoint her. Chelsea declares, "We need to terminate our partnership." Neither Chloe nor her companion believe this to be the sole solution. Despite the fact that she knows Chloe has put her heart and soul into their line, she is unable to do so. Their friendship will benefit greatly from this. Sorry. Will you ever be able to forgive me? Chelsea inquires about it. As a result, she's exhausted from all the effort she's put into making other people happy. Chloe isn't upset. She encourages her to do what's best for her. Summer and Lauren will be informed by Chelsea that she is canceling their contracts. Friendships are more important than commercial partnerships, according to her pal. Chelsea is confident that she will be hired by a large number of individuals. This won't be an issue, Chloe tells her.